Okay, I had enough of getting my butt handed to me by all sorts of things in Minecraft. It's time to call for a backup, and while we can have only so many diamond armor pieces, enchanted bows or swords, we're going to need some help from friends. But since the days of LAN parties are long gone and everyone has their own gaming setup at home, we'll have to create our own dedicated server. Generally speaking, there are 3 ways to play Minecraft online. Your first option is going to be Minecraft Realms. It's the official paid multiplayer server hosting service provided by Mojang, the creators of Minecraft. It's the most out-of-the-box solution, which offers a user-friendly interface and takes care of the server maintenance as well as backups for you. The second option is self-hosting your own private Minecraft server. It will come in especially handy if you prefer more control and customization options. This involves downloading the server software from the official Minecraft website and setting it up on your computer or a dedicated server. You can then configure the server settings and invite friends to join and play together. The third option is renting out a third-party server. There are numerous third-party hosting services available that provide Minecraft server hosting. These services often offer different plans with various features and pricing options. The average price of a dedicated server that supports mods is around $15 a month. But why pay for a server if you can do the very same thing for free and forget about the networking headaches by using NordVPN Meshnet? You can use either of 2 things, an old and dusty computer, 8 GB of RAM and preferably an SSD will be enough. Or the very same computer you're planning to play Minecraft on. Most probably have some processing power to spare. Choosing the correct platform, Java or Bedrock, for your Minecraft server is crucial. The key feature of the Bedrock edition is crossplay, so if your friends are planning on joining on their phones, you will have to stick to it. As for the Java edition, it will provide you with more customization options at the cost of a steeper learning curve. After all, you'll have to set up the mods yourself. For more information about the core differences between these 2 editions, you can visit the official Minecraft website. Alright, let's make sure that we've got the NordVPN client downloaded. We're logged in and Meshnet is running. If you still don't have NordVPN installed on your computer, head over to nordvpn.com/meshnet, download the app, and once the download is finished, install the application and log in. For those of you who don't have an account, you can pause the video and sign up for an account free of charge. Let's make sure Meshnet is up and running. Notice how there's an external devices tab here. We're going to need this later. We'll start with Bedrock, as it seems to be currently more popular and allows you to play with other platforms, mobile included. I will be using a Windows machine, however, you can also host the server on a Linux machine. Setting up the server is as easy as reading the terms and conditions, downloading the zip archive, unpacking it, and then running the server. Give it a couple of minutes to set up and generate the world. For those of you who want a little more customizability or really want to throw in mods and plugins, Java edition is going to be it. Setting up the Java server is a little different. The first step is installing something called JDK, which stands for Java Development Kit. And while vanilla Minecraft won't need the development kit, some of the mods or plugins might. I will be using OpenJDK. We're going to need to download the Java runtime. Once downloaded and unzipped into a separate folder, we're going to need the launch script. Open up Notepad and put the following code inside of it. Then once you pasted the code, save the file inside the server folder, choose all files in the Save As Type dropdown, and make sure you add .bat extension at the end of your launch script file name. Make sure that the server file we've downloaded and the name of the file in the script match, otherwise it won't work. And in my case, I'll have to change the name of the downloaded file to Minecraft_server.jar. Once that's ready, we'll simply run the script by double-clicking on the server launcher batch file. As with the Bedrock edition, you will have to give it some time to start and generate the world. Remember when I mentioned the external devices tab within the NordVPN client? We're going to use that in order to allow others to join our Minecraft server. With Meshnet, we don't need to forward ports, set up domains, or do any network management, which a lot of times is not only confusing, but impossible, especially if you don't have the access to your router. Luckily, Meshnet allows you to connect multiple devices directly with just a couple of clicks. Okay, now on the computer that will be hosting our Minecraft server, let's open up NordVPN, head over to the Meshnet section, then external devices. We'll need to send an invitation to our friends. All we need is their email address. Put that in, make sure that the remote access feature is enabled, and hit send. Make sure that the invitation is sent to a user you know and trust. I've accepted the invitation I've sent previously. In short, everything is ready to go. All we need to do is grab the server's Meshnet node name and type it in Minecraft to connect. Now I'll need to find someone that will play Minecraft with me, so I can actually stop getting beaten up by everything around me. And as always, if you liked the video, leave a like and subscribe to the channel.